Good evening, everybody. I'm George Michael, and welcome to The Sports Machine. Tonight, through the use of the Sports Machine, the New York Jets knock out the Bulls in the upset of the day. Up in Minneapolis, the Moon Man puts the Vikings into orbit with a last-second thriller. For George Foreman, life begins at 45. Or is it 50? Or 55? And three of the NBA's biggest men share their wealth with the children of Africa. The Arizona coach, Buddy Ryan, did not enjoy his return to Philadelphia. Buddy Ryan says the Eagles didn't let the Cardinals practice at the time that they wanted to practice yesterday. And today, when the Cardinals team bus arrived at the stadium, the gates were locked and the team had to sit on the bus. They had to wait and wait and wait. And to make matters worse for Buddy, the Eagles beat Buddy Ryan's Cardinals 17-7. Let's take you to the vet in South Philadelphia where there were several pregame meetings. Buddy Ryan greeting with his former players, including Fred Barnett. They had a good conversation. He said, Fred, just don't have a big game against us today, all right? Third quarter of the game, the Cardinals trail 3-0, struggling as they do on offense. Steve Furline, he's looking in sack. He loses the football. Kurt Grossman on the sack. Finally, who will pick it up? The Eagles have got it. The Cardinals have got it. Mark McMillan picks it out of the air, so the Eagles recover the Steve Furline fumble. And the very next play, this man, Randall Cunningham, says, Fred Barnett, how about we burn your former friend, Buddy Ryan? Randall, is this a great pass, folks? Look at this on-the-money toss. 37-yard touchdown pass to Fred Barnett. Eagles take a 10-0 lead. Late in the third quarter, this may be the luckiest pass play of the day. It's Randall Cunningham throwing again for Fred Barnett, off balance. Terry Hogue has it, but loses it. Into the hands of Fred Barnett. 11 catches, 173 yards. That's a 50-yard touchdown. Eagles over the Cardinals 17-7. Fred Barnett said, hey, buddy, I'm sorry. I had to disobey you.
Basically, he told me that I was having a good season and that he hoped I continue to have a good season, but not tonight. And I couldn't do that. You know, I had to go out and do a job. And I guess all I can do is apologize now.
The George Michael Sports Machine is brought to you by MasterCard. It's more than a credit card, it's smart money.
In New Britain, Connecticut, people don't need a Wall Street genius to tell them where to put their money. After all, New Britain's the home of Stanley. And even a modest investment in Stanley tools, painting equipment, doors, and hardware can pay handsome dividends down the road. But before you sink a nickel in municipal bonds or soybean futures, how about a new Stanley garage door? You know, American Express has this new card out, and they act like as soon as you get one, you'll spend your days arranging flowers someplace grand, where everything smells like potpourri. I mean, come on. A credit card is a tool. You pick a hammer based on how well it hammers. You pick a credit card based on how useful it is. And no credit card is more useful than MasterCard, because no card is more accepted. I mean, you can use MasterCard at 3 times more places than American Express, so you can use it for groceries, or sheetrock, or trips to Sweden, and pretty much anything else you need, even flower arrangements. MasterCard is more than a credit card. It's smart money.
Who decided at what point that it was acceptable to fry a burger? This goes against millions of years of evolutionary instinct. I'm sorry, but burgers taste best cooked over an open flame. That's how the caveman did it. That's how Dad did it. That's how Burger King does it. I take the Whopper. Big hunk of beef cooked over actual fire for only 99 cents. Millions of years after the first burger, it's still only 99 cents. That's got to be pretty close to what it cost back then. Right?
Burger King, get your burgers worth.
All right, America, here's a challenge. Are you really fed up with Congress? On November 8th, you've got a chance to do something about it. Clinton and his Democrat Congress control Washington. And what do we get? More taxes, more spending, more government. That's not what we were promised. That's not what this country needs. So if you're tired of a Congress that's more interested in keeping their jobs than in fixing our country's problems, make a change. On November 8th, send the Clinton Congress home.
if there were any questions about the 49ers looking ahead to next week's matchup with the Cowboys, thus taking the Redskins lightly, those thoughts were put to rest early today. The 49ers, heavy favorites, beat the Redskins 37-22, but the score doesn't give any indication of what the game was like. The loss, by the way, leaves the Redskins 0-6 at home for the first time since 1961. Let's take you to RFK Stadium. First quarter, there's no score. Steve Young, well, actually, Steve Young's leading 3-0, but that's nothing compared to what he's going to do. He gets a mismatch. Brent Jones is covered by a linebacker. You cannot cover Brent Jones with a linebacker. The big tight end goes all the way 69 yards before being caught by Lamont Hollenquist. It was 10-0 49ers with a lead. Then later in the third quarter, the 49ers, Dexter Carter, takes a kickoff at his own 3-yard line following a field goal. He gets some excellent blocking. Look at Chip Lomar, the kicker. Oh, Chip. That's how you kickers end up losing their careers. Up the sideline, 97 yards. What a return for Dexter Carter, 97 yards. The route was well underway. And then at the start of the fourth quarter, the 49ers go to a little razzle-dazzle. Steve Young will start with a handoff to Ricky Waters. On the give to Jerry Rice, perfect execution all the way around. Look at Jerry Rice, blow by everybody. I mean, folks, he went by people including like Darryl Green. 28-yard touchdown. 49ers win big, 37-22. Do you realize that entering today's game, the Lions running back Barry Sanders had rushed for more yards than 24 of the entire 28 NFL team rosters? I mean, you have more than 24 of the teams. But the top-rated Green Bay Packers defense holds Sanders to just 47 yards, then hold on to the Packers to beat the Lions 38-30. Let's take you to Milwaukee. First quarter of the game, there's no score. You're looking at the Lions. Scott Mitchell at quarterback. He's deep in his own territory at the 4. He throws. It's picked off by Bryce Paup. Popper had a touchdown earlier, gets another one. The Packers take a 7-0 lead on the Lions. Hey, he did the same thing just a week ago. Bryce is the right place, the right time. Second quarter of the game, the Lions are trailing 24-0. This will get them started back. It's Mel Gray taking a kickoff. He took it at his own 9-yard line, gets an excellent block, waves goodbye to Chris Jackie. He goes 91 yards on the kick return for the touchdown. The Lions were only trailing 24-7, and they're saying, well, with Barry Sanders, we can bring it back, right? Third quarter of the game, the Packers are leading 31-14 when the former man from Tampa Bay Buccaneer territory, Reggie Cobb, with a great stiff arm, this is the best stiff arm of the day, puts his hand right in the face of Milton Mack, a former teammate of his. 10-yard touchdown, Packers over the Lions, 38-30. Well, the Jets' Boomer Esiason reached a personal milestone, throwing for his 200th career touchdown pass, helping the Jets pull off the upset of the day as they stunned the Bills 22-17. By the way, this is the first time the Jets have swept the Bills since 1986. Let's take you to the Windy Meadowlands. Second quarter of the game. The Bills are leading the Jets 7-3. That's Jim Kelly, Buffalo Bills quarterback. One of his favorite receivers is Don Beebe. Don Beebe, on a double pump, gets behind everybody for the Jets. He's wide open for a 37-yard touchdown pass play. The Bills get a good lead of 14-3, but Boomer would bring them back. Trailing 14-10, Boomer Esiason, the third and goal at the 4. Over the middle to Rob Moore. Touchdown for Boomer Esiason, his 200th career touchdown. The Jets take the lead 16-14. Oh, are you there, Coach? Pete Carroll says, hallelujah, we got it now. Let's protect it. We're late in the game. Fourth quarter, the Bills trail 22-17. Jim Kelly throwing for Don Beebe. Folks, Don Beebe takes a tremendous hit here. Don Beebe going across the middle is wiped out by Bobby Houston. Knocked out literally, an incomplete pass. He left the field on his own power, but the Jets lead the Bills on the carpet. Marv Levy says, this is how you get headaches. 22-17, the Bills are upset. One of the best touchdowns that Montana Joe has thrown this year. Second quarter in Kansas City tonight. No score against the Raiders. Look at Joe Montana. Completely off the back of his foot. You're not supposed to be able to do that. This is Derek Walker, who outruns everybody 57 yards. Joe Montana, off the back of his foot. Is there anybody has ever done it better in the NFL?
filed a book from thousands of miles away. Watched the movie you wanted to, the minute you wanted to. Or sent someone a fax from the beach. You will. And the company that'll bring it to you, AT&T.
The car on the right was filled with Castrol Syntec, a synthetic oil, the other with conventional oil. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it needs a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oil. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't.
The temperature never drops below 0x. That's very important to remember, especially at a time like this, when it's very deserted and very cold. Ah, you did remember 0x antifreeze. The temperature never drops below 0x. At Pep Boys, Slate Gabriel Pro Rider struts come with our lifetime warranty. At other places, you may only get 90 days. Let's see, lifetime or 90 days? Get a lifetime from just $39.99. Come to Pep Boys and drive away happy. Slade Gorton is spending millions from wealthy special interests on negative ads that just aren't true. The fact is, Ron Sims voted to cut his pay, not raise it. It's Slade Gorton who voted himself a $35,000 pay raise, even though he's a millionaire. Gorton took 50 special interest trips paid for by lobbyists. And while he took care of himself, he voted against us, against middle-class college loans, against the ban on assault weapons, and to cut Social Security. It's time for a change. And if you really want to change the Senate, send Ron Sims.
Yakima Neighborhood Health Services, the clinic on 8th Street, is a full-service family practice clinic with doctors, nurses, dietitians, and counselors. With the long hours, Monday through Saturday, we're here to serve every member of your family, come with or without insurance. Whatever your medical needs, men and women, young or old, when you need medical care, immunization, or family planning, come to Yakima Neighborhood Health Services. Our staff speaks your language.